So I have good news and I have bad news. I'm going to start out with the bad news, and I'm also going to start talking a little bit about the things that keep me up at night. Well, ever since I was a young boy, my teens, I've always worried about things. When I got a little older, I started actually stressing myself out and having anxiety attacks over things. And all these things have been things that, some of them have been things I can control. A lot of them have been things I had no control of whatsoever. So, here's some examples. First of all, I'd like to say I love people. I love mankind. I love the fact that we're here on YouTube and you strip away all the nationality and all the borders, and we're just all human beings communicating with each other. I have friends across the world that I'm communicating with that pretty much all want the same thing, which is to enjoy life, have shelter, eat food. But the problem is, and the things that keep me up at night, especially the things I can't control. Let's start off with one. There's a place out in Montana and Wyoming called Yellowstone National Park. Haven't been there yet. I want to go see it. But as beautiful as this place is, it's deadly. It's one of the world's giant super volcanoes. And what keeps me up at night about it is it's overdue 50,000 years for its eruption. It routinely has erupted on a timeline, and it's overdue 50,000 years. Now, when this thing goes off, and hopefully it won't be for thousands of years, but when this thing goes off, most of mankind as we know it will not exist anymore. Most civilizations will not exist anymore. It's that big. It will change the climate. Crops will fail. Animals will starve. And a majority of people will too. This is one thing that keeps me up at night. Another thing that keeps me up at night. About 400 years ago, we had a mini ice age here on Earth. Crops failed. It was hard times. Mankind, human beings got through it. But it wasn't easy. Population wasn't nearly what the population is today. If this were to happen today, I have a feeling it would be a lot worse. Our societies are so married to each other, so intertwined. If something happens to China, it affects the United States. If something happens to the United States, it affects Europe, and so on and so on and so on. So we go through a mini ice age. It affects everybody. It'll change the world as we know it. We won't be worrying about the economy. We'll be worrying about the next meal. And as some of you people know who are watching this video, like I said, I really enjoy people, and I see people as people, not as a certain nationality. But when food starts to run short and water starts to run short, people do very evil things, and that bothers me and keeps me up at night. Neighbors against neighbors, people killing each other over a chicken or a glass of water or a Pepsi, a stale Pepsi. This bothers me, and it keeps me up at night. It really does. I hope I would get someone telling me, hey, you need to chill out. I say the same thing. I need to eat some mushrooms or something, some shrooms. chill out trip. I don't know. But the thing about the mini ice age is that we're a little bit overdue for one of those. The good news about that is there's something to be said for global warming. See, the mini ice age was caused by less sunspot activity, because sunspots are extremely hot parts of the sun, and also it has something to do with our rotation around the sun. It goes into an oval shaped egg instead of just a circular pattern at times. So we're about there right now. But global warming, so in other words, the sunspots, now I want to explain that the activity dies down and it sends less heat towards the earth. The earth is rotating at a longer, further distance from the sun, and it causes colder weather, including frost. I believe in the 400 years ago in the mini ice age that frost came in every month of the year, including the summer months, so crops failed. And today we couldn't afford crops failing. But the good news is that they say global warming would prevent a mini ice age. So hey, chalk one up to the human fingerprint on the environment. It may end up saving some of us. You people that live on the coast, life's gonna suck. Global warming, life is gonna suck. Some people live on islands that won't exist anymore, and all you coastal cities will be beachfront property for sure. You'll be underwater, actually, not beachfront property. So anyway, I just thought I'd just ramble on a little bit and just say some of the things I worry about, you know. Things that I cannot control, but things that I must get off my chest.